For the Student Tools and Apps assignment, I will be discussing 11 student-focused technology tools that aid a student's learning. Some of these tools are general that students from all content fields can use, while some are related to my content area of social studies. The first one is Teaching Tolerance. This website was created in 1991 and is used to create basically tolerance within the classroom. It Within social studies, it can be hard to talk about those controversial topics, and many teachers will stray away from that. This website helps with that issue. It helps teach students about different cultures within their community. They can use this tool to learn about historical and present events that deal with diversity. They can use documentaries they can watch. There's articles to read. Lastly, the website gives this idea for Mix It Up at Lunch Day, in which every year there is a day designated for students to sit with someone new, someone from a different background at lunch. Next, we have teachinghistory.org. This website allows students to learn more about events they're learning within their history classes. They can learn through teaching materials, history content, and best practices. One of my favorite things about this website is that it gives off students, lets them learn about what is historical thinking. As you can see right there, there's a introductory video about that concept. They can also take history quizzes and do activities that allows them to think like a historian. This website is geared towards different content levels or of social studies for different ages. There's one for elementary, one for middle, and one for high school. It is an interactive experience for students to explore historic sites, complete activities that go beyond the textbook, and allows them to get a better grasp of what they are learning in class. Next, we have BrainPop. BrainPop is an interactive website where it is full of videos from all content fields. So teachers from science, English, math, they can use this website for students to interact with material they need to work on. They can watch movies, videos, complete quizzes, and games. How I would use this in my classroom is I would use it as a review tool where students can get a better grasp and better understanding of the content material before a test or quiz. Next, we have Vocabulary. This website, its goal is to build the core literacy skills on 3 different levels. First, it has engagement, then mastery, and student creativity. So students will first watch videos on different skills and content, and then they'll interact with activities and assessments based on those videos. Next, students can create their own educational raps and videos. The cool thing about this website is that it uses hip-hop raps and videos to teach the material, allowing students to become more engaged and more interested. The cool part about this is that it has the authentic assessment to it. Students actually creating and producing something, which allows the teacher to see whether or not a student knows the material because they're actually producing something with the material. Next, we have iCivics. This is especially helpful for students learning civics and government. They can learn how to be an effective citizen inside and outside the classroom. A cool thing about this is that students can experience what it's like being a civic representative or county representative within the country's work activity. They can be a county official responding to citizens' requests, meaning that they can learn the inner workings of government. They can interact with games to learn more. It's a great tool to review and deepen your understanding of civics and government. Next, we have Infogram. So I can see how I would use this tool within my social studies classroom because this tool allows students to turn their findings into infographics, charts, maps, and reports. Sometimes with social studies, students will look at a lot of charts, timelines, maps, and that can get a little bit boring. This website helps students turn those timelines, all that data, into interactive maps, allowing for more engagement with their presentation and with the content material. It's just an interactive platform that helps produce the data in a more presentable way to keep students' attentions. And students, when they're using this website, will get more out of the content material because they are finding a better way to be engaged with it. Next, we have one of my favorite, the Newseum ED and the Newseum Digital Classroom. These are two tools under one website where students can learn about historical and current events through primary sources and activities. It gives the students an opportunity to look up certain topics, read the content material, and answer discussion questions. So with this, I can see myself using this resource in my social studies classroom about having students to research a different historical event. There's also a topic called Unsung Heroes, where it profiles a different person in history, and students can use that to create a report. Newseum Ed and Newseum Digital Classroom allows students to get a deeper understanding of the content material. It really helps it bring history alive because they could see a news article from back during the Great Depression, or they can read, a current event about what happened last week. Next, we have Wonderopolis. Wonderopolis is where students really can wonder about certain topics. They can ask questions, what can you eat on the go? Or more deeper questions about that they have always wondered about. A good thing about this website, it helps prevent the summer slide. So during the summer months, when the students are not in school, sometimes their knowledge levels can decrease. So what this website helps with is that it helps create a love of learning within the students. Students can ask relevant and interesting questions on the information they find interesting to help continue that love of learning and continue them learning on just any topic. Hopefully, a teacher wants to create that love of learning within their content field, but as long as the student continues learning and continues to find relevant and interesting information, they will gain something out of this website. Next, we have ThingLink. ThingLink is an online resource for students to interact with images and videos. So what they can do, they can choose an image for a presentation and then add their content to it. So for example, the example I give within the presentation is when they're learning about U.S. presidents, they can use an image of the website of the White House and add a video, text, whatever they want to explain how a president is elected into office or what it is like living in the White House. So this gives students a way to present their knowledge in various ways. It lets their knowledge be interactive and it creates more of an engagement for students. Next, we have Study Tracks. Now, this is an app that is free for download. The good thing about this is, nowadays many students have some sort of electronic device always with them. So they can download this app and review their knowledge in various content areas. They can use this to help study before tests and quizzes, and it is geared towards all content material. So students can choose if they want to learn more about biology or if they want to learn more about math, they can use this app. And the good thing with this is that first they will listen to videos about a certain topic and then be given a test, so to speak, using their knowledge of what they just learned. Last, we have Evernote. So this is an online note-taking and sharing platform. Again, going back to the electronic device, nowadays most students always has one with them. So what they can use this website to create their notes. They can type their notes, add audio, images, and more, allowing their notes to always be on hand. A good thing about this is that you can also, when you're doing group work, you can write notes as a group. This prevents students from losing their work. This prevents students from saying, oh, I wasn't able to find my notes and not being able to study. It pulls the notes right up there for them. They can download them on any computer or mobile device, and they can easily get their notes to where they can review them at all times.